I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Start off, hey guys, it's your boy Ojo Isam here, back again with another video. Today we did doing a post-match analysis and player ratings of Liverpool losing 1-0 to Atletico Madrid in the round of 16 at the Wanda Metropolitano. I was meant to get a video up. I was talking to one of my mates who's an Atleti fan. I was meant to get the video up and all of this to talk like my opinions and all that before the game. And just in a nutshell, I thought if whoever got the goal first, I thought if Liverpool got a goal early on, it would have been good. And, you know, we would have strided on and we wouldn't play it into Atleti's hands. But first thing we're going to start off with is the lineup. I mean, I personally had mixed feelings about the lineup. I thought today was a perfect time to actually put in Naby Keita into the starting lineup. I thought, you know, a team like Atletico Madrid, which are going to play two banks of four with two up top, they were going to give us a tough time, and they were going to play that defense. They were just going to play those defensive blocks, and we needed somebody in midfield with a bit of creativity to break in between the lines and make something happen, to create a link in between the defense and the midfield and the attack. And I thought that was going to be the case. And obviously Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, they've both been playing a lot, so maybe giving one of them a rest could have been helpful. Mane came back as well, obviously after scoring a goal against Norwich. And so apart from that, I thought the midfield, the defence and the attack picked for themselves, but the midfield, for me, Naby Keita should have been starting. But obviously, it ended up being Gini Wijnaldum and Jordan Henderson with Fabinho in the 6. Now, starting off the game, I felt, if I'm being honest, before the goal obviously went in, they went in with 110%, if I'm being completely honest. Their game plan was quite simple, they achieved it quite well. They pressed up quite high the first few minutes and tried to get something out of Liverpool. And within 3-4 minutes, they get a corner. And then the corner gets crossed in. I mean, there was a stat that Liverpool hadn't conceded a goal in their last 120 corners. Well, the 121st. Ball gets crossed in, outswinging cross. And none of the defenders, nobody in the box was able to head it out. Fabinho gets caught. I can't really blame him that much. I just thought it could have been dealt with a bit better earlier. And it hits Fabinho's leg. It falls straight into Saul. And, especially these cup competitions, you need your luck sometimes. And, last year, even with the 4-0, we had a bit of luck regarding, the Gini Wijnaldum the first goal, sorry. The little deflection put into Gini Wijnaldum's pass. And this time, these guys got their bit of luck. They got the little bit of luck and they got the goal. And from then, they put a little bit of pressure on, but it just didn't. From the first minute, Liverpool didn't seem at it. I mean, Trent, who is notorious for great crossing, was just crossing the ball over the bar, basically doing rugby conversions. There wasn't a lot of fluidity in attack. There wasn't much doing. Firmino was probably the one doing the most. And even times when we were pressing very, very well in midfield and getting the ball back quite frequently, there was times in that game, for spells of 5-10 minutes where we'd get the ball and just give the ball away and then get the ball back again. It was just brilliant counter pressing. And then there was even, obviously, the main chance that I'd probably say from that first half for Liverpool would definitely be the one with Mohamed Salah, where it ended up being an offside, and I think Salah's touch lets us down. I think it was a brilliant pressing for Liverpool, and then Jan Oblak, the only mistake he had in that whole game, the only thing he really did, he tries clearing the ball out, it goes on the floor, goes straight to Mohamed Salah. Firmino is right beside Oblak in an offside position, and I don't know whether it was a bad touch or just an intended pass that he just wasn't thinking straight, but the ball just goes straight to Firmino, who's in an offside position. Firmino does well, but again, he's in an offside position, so he can't do much. The ball gets scored by Mohamed Salah, and obviously it gets flagged offside. But there was a few things that annoyed me, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously, Liverpool's performance in that first half was not good. It was very lackluster. We had no shots on target. I think the best shot was that Fabinho one, which basically went into row Z. We didn't have a shot on target the whole game, which is, again, very frustrating. And I'll get into the second half because there was a lot of things that annoyed me, especially in that second half. I mean, Yeah, I mean, the first thing, I'm just going to get off my chest because I don't want to be seen as somebody who just makes excuses whenever Liverpool lose and stuff like that. But it it's mad how the games where this referee, I think he's from Poland or whatever, and he was the same referee that refereed the PSG game at the Parc de France, I think. I can't remember the stadium, but the PSG stadium nevertheless. And he was absolutely awful. And, every single time the players would go down, he'd give him a foul, even though it's not a foul. And just little things that would just break off momentum, he would just give him the foul. And this time it was exactly the same. And it happens every single time. And to be fair, it worked for Atleti. I can't fault them for that. They shithoused their way, and fair play to them because they got the every single time they got the ball, it was something like that. Visalco, a little like barge or something like that, hold his face, stuff. There was even one where Mohamed Salah perfectly gets the ball in that first half, and the linesman doesn't give it as a foul. He's right in front of him. He's right in front of Mohamed Salah, doesn't give us a foul. Then referee's like a good 50 metres away, gives it as a foul. And then little things kept on happening. It's just frustrating. You can see the frustration going into the Liverpool players. But, there was one where there was a handball. Referee plays advantage. 0.5 seconds later, Liverpool give the ball away. The ball doesn't get played back for a free kick. And little stuff like that. Fabinho made a good tackle. Referee gives a foul. And those kind of things just break off the momentum of the game. You're trying to create a chance and stuff like that. And the referee, instead of giving an advantage, instead of playing advantage and giving a foul when, you have the advantage, plays it back and gives possession to Atletico Madrid and stuff like that. But we did have a few better chances. I did feel like, even though I was very frustrated about how we played, in that second half we had two very, very good chances which fell into Jordan Henderson and Mohamed Salah. The first one being Mohamed Salah, where he had, it's mad to think that our cross came from Joe Gomez, because our crossing today was absolutely awful. Trent and Robertson were not able to cross anything. They, they were just not good. No crosses were getting into the box. They weren't even beating the first man. Corners, every single set piece we had. We had Van Dijk, who was towering over everyone. There was nobody taller than him. Yet we weren't able to pinpoint him. And we had the best crosses of the ball. We have the prodigy of basically Beckham. Yeah, we've had the best English crosser since Beckham, and today he could not cross it. And that's the frustration that I've had with we played into their hands, and I haven't even got into the main bit. The main, there's a few things that frustrated me today. And Klopp is the best thing that's happened to Liverpool. Don't get it twisted. I adore the guy, and he is the best manager in world football. But today, he got a lot of things wrong. I was like, okay, his lineup, Naby Keita didn't start. That's fine. That's fine. You know what? If it works, that's fine. We can bring him on. He's on the bench. That's fine. And obviously, Mane does get a yellow card in the first half, and Origi comes on left wing. Obviously, it's not his best position. But again, I'm like, that's fine. It's not too bad. Divock Origi, it's not Mane, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad. And Mane wasn't playing too well. He was giving away a few fouls, and he could have easily got a red card, probably, especially how this referee was moving. And then the bit that frustrated me, we needed somebody from midfield to actually come up. With the only chances that we were getting from midfield was Fabinho long shots. And Trent wasn't providing the width, and, Andy Robertson was providing great, cross-field passes, but again, it played into Atleti's hands, and then we weren't penetrating their defence, and we weren't penetrating their box enough, and we needed somebody that could do that. And I thought, this is perfect for Naby Keita. And then when I see him not warming up, I'm like, why is he not warming up? He should be coming on. And they bring on Ox. So I'm like, okay, he's looking for pot shots, basically. He's looking for somebody just to hit the ball from outside the box and hope that it goes in. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then to bring on James Milner, I know he's a great player, but for when we're chasing a game and you've got Naby Keita in there, I'm sorry, but you should bring him on. He's gonna make more of an impact. Naby Keita, a player who's dynamic, who can dribble the ball, who can shoot, who can pass, or Milner, who's good for controlling the game. We're not in a position to control the game, and I felt Klopp's tactics today were very aggressive. I don't feel like they were. It felt like he didn't want to get the goal, which is, I don't understand it, because now we're in a position where if I let to get one, at Anfield, we've got to get 3. And I know Anfield is amazing, and obviously there is going to be a mad atmosphere, and it could propel us potentially to getting that win. But we're putting ourselves in a difficult situation with no away goal. With it's putting us in a very difficult situation, and I don't know what to think, if I'm being completely honest with you. I really don't know. I honestly thought I was very confident about today, but that early goal did kick us in the teeth massively. And as I said, I know I'm blaming the referee as well, but that referee did not help us whatsoever in that case. You know, he broke us the momentum, and I don't know what Klopp's going to say about it, but I can imagine that he's going to be fuming about the whole ordeal regarding the referees. But let me get into the player ratings. Let me just wrap this up, because I'm not too happy, if I'm being completely honest. It's weird as well to see Liverpool lose in that manner and without scoring. I really can't remember the last time Liverpool have gone a game without scoring a goal. It's very jarring, but our record with Spanish teams away from home carries on. We haven't won this since 2009, which is crazy to think about, which was in the Santiago Bernabeu. But let me get into the player ratings. Alisson Becker, I think he was probably one of our best players. You know, he was, for me, solid 8, 9 out of 10. He didn't really do much wrong. You know, made a very good save on Alvaro Morata. Distribution was fine. As I said, couldn't do much for the goal. So, yeah, I'm going to say 8.5, because I can't give him a 9 or 10, actually. So, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Trent Alexander-Arnold, for me, I'm just going to give him a base 6. You know, he was good defensively good, but in the attack, his crossing was off. His passing wasn't as good. He was sometimes a bit lackluster, and it just wasn't good enough, in my opinion. You know, Trent has set the standard, especially this season, for a very high. And if I'm being a bit harsh, that's fine. But I just didn't think he played well. Andy Robertson, on the other hand, I can't say he played very, very well, but it was a little bit better than Trent. So I'm going to say a 7 out of 10 for me for Andy Robertson. He was always trying to look for Trent or Gini Wijnaldum or Henderson, or looking for the diagonal switch ball. And so just for that, but again, it did play into Atleti's hand. I just felt like they could have penetrated a bit more in the defence. And then centre-back, Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk. Joe Gomez, I thought, if I'm being honest, Virgil van Dijk did have his moments today. There was one where I think it was from the Morata chance, where he almost allows them to actually, he allows them to create a chance, because he misheads the ball, and he made a few mistakes, and not a few, but he made 1 or 2. And one thing that did frustrate me, I don't know whether it's the implementation of VAR in the Champions League, but Atleti were looking. It was like the Norwich game, but with better opposition. You know, they were looking for those balls over the top, and I thought Liverpool would have been a bit more wary of it. We did play offside quite well, but I don't know. I'm just going to say 7 out of 10 for both Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk. I mean, yeah. Fabinho, he didn't look on it. I don't know whether he's still got an injury or whatever, but there was a few times where his positional awareness wasn't as good. You know, he wasn't looking all around him sometimes when he was passing the ball, and then he would get dispossessed from behind. He would, it just wasn't good. He had a few good moments, but again, it was just average. Just average, in my opinion. 6 out of 10. Then we'll go with Jordan Henderson. He had a great chance to score from following a cross, and then it went in. You know, marginally went wide. You know, some days it falls, some days it doesn't. But apart from that, can I say again? It was just not really a tremendous. It wasn't a tremendous performance. It was just meh. Again, I'm being really harsh, and I think maybe Liverpool, because Liverpool haven't lost in a while. Maybe that's why. But again, it wasn't a good performance. I've got to say, probably for me, another 6 out of 10. Same with Gini Wijnaldum. Gini Wijnaldum ghosted at times. He didn't really do much, and I still rest my case. I still think Keita should have started today. And yeah, so for me, again, another 6 out of 10. Mohamed Salah, I think if he had just done better with that chance with regarding Oblak's mistake, he could have done so much better. If he just controlled the ball down, he had Mane on his left. Firmino probably would have cut in deep, and we probably could have got a goal to make it 1-1 before half time, and that would have completely changed the dynamic of the game. And the fact that we weren't able to be as fluid in attack as we all normally are. Same with Sadio Mane, he was harried, and fair play, as I said, to Atletico Madrid. I mean, I know I'm complaining about the refs and all that, but at the end of the day, fair play to Atleti. I mean, they stuck so tight. Lodi and Vasalka stuck so tight to the wingers, whether it was Divock Origi, whether it was Salah, Mane, you know, anyone. They would stick so tight to him and give him barely any space. So both of them weren't able to perform. So again, another 6 out of 10 performance. I feel so bad about this, but I don't feel like there was any stand-up performance today. Alisson made a good save. Van Dijk wasn't like amazing. Maybe I'm being like a spoiled brat at the moment. I'm not too sure. And then obviously Firmino up top. I thought he played quite well. I think probably the front three was probably our best player. I think he tried to make things happen. He was, you know, pressing. He was coming back in defence. You know, sometimes Fabinho gave the ball away. Henderson gave the ball. He was the one getting the ball back and trying to start an attack. So for that, I'm going to say an 8 out of 10 for Firmino. And then regarding the bench, Divock Origi didn't do much. He didn't do anything, if I'm being completely honest with you. There was a few times where he had good chances. There was one where Oblak came out and he just kicks the ball out. Don't know why. He tried getting around the goalkeeper when he's already down the byline. Baffles me. And he was giving the ball away a few times and it just wasn't a good performance. So for me, when he came on, I'm going to say 6 out of 10. Hopefully Mane is fit, or I don't know what's happening. Robertson luckily is going to be back. Is going to be playing for the next game as well because he didn't get a yellow. So there's a few positives to take, but yeah. Anyway, and then obviously who came on? Oxlade-Chamberlain again should have got a foul, by the way. Should have got a foul around the 20-yard box. He should have easily got a foul there, but again, the referee is. If I speak, probably YouTube will take this video down. But yeah, just not really a good performance. Didn't really do much. So again, I'm gonna say 6 out of 10. And then Milner, non-applicable. I didn't really notice him, if I'm being completely honest. He's stuck on that left-hand side. Didn't really do much, and that was really it. But overall, we need a 2-goal lead now to actually qualify. Whether it's, you know, whether Atleti score or not. If they don't score, we can keep it 1-0 and go into extra time. But I don't know if we want that. And yeah, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it, I'm being completely honest with you. Hopefully, you know, Fabinho and Henderson got injured a little bit towards the end, and hopefully that's not too bad. Another reason why I thought Naby Keita should have started. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to leave the video like that. If you're a Liverpool fan, do you think Liverpool are going to go through, or do you think Atleti are going to go through? Same if you're a Atleti fan or just a neutral. Also, leave me your opinions on the game down there in the comment section below. And yeah, leave a like on the video, please, because it will make my day, because this has just made me feel awful. And then also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're about to hit 500 subscribers. So if we can reach that, that will be much appreciated. Sorry for the downward mood and all of that, but we've just lost 1-0 to Atletico Madrid away from home. So you can understand a little bit of my frustration. But it is the end of the video. It's your boy, Ojo Sam here. And I hope you guys have a better day than me. I'm joking. And I hope you guys have a very nice day. See ya.